What's going on, guys? It's TheMightyDart13 back again, and this is my discussion video for the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, obviously, as the video you would have seen before, this is my Spain video. Don't know why I'm pointing up there because I don't know how to do the whole I button in the corner, but we'll figure that out at some point. Yes, I'll be honest, that video was rather late. Yeah, as I said in the Monaco video, no real reason, I just didn't have the motivation to make these videos. But yeah, I'm going to try and finish the season. I'm not going to do what I used to do, which is double up on videos, like double up on races, sorry, because I feel they just kind of merge into one. And that just, I'm sorry, but that's so half-assed to undo it like that. Okay, these videos aren't great. I mean, the Spain one was like 5 minutes when the rest of them have been like 15. But that's happened sometimes. I hope I'm going to get back on top of it and sort of go from there. But this is my talk for the Monaco Grand Prix, which, I'm not being funny, this weekend's Canadian Grand Prix, so you should know what's like the result. Daniel Ricciardo got pole position and won from pole. People are instantly going to hear that and go, oh, well, it was an easy race. It really wasn't. Really. You had Vettel second and Hamilton third. Hamilton, through that result, leads the Drivers' Championship by 14 points, I believe. But we had, and Ricciardo goes up into third, 38 points behind. So, before the race even started, you had Ricciardo come out and say he felt Monaco owed him a rule after I think it was last year, he pitted and Red Bull weren't ready, they didn't have his tyres ready, his car, he just sat there and ended up losing the race, which is a shame. I do like Daniel. Him and Max are both very good drivers. But, obviously, it was one stop and people were complaining about tyres, so the Hypersoft didn't degrade as fast as some people was hoping, myself included. I was kind of hoping that you do like 5 laps on it and it just go brr, and just sort of fall off a cliff, but obviously that didn't happen. Drivers were still able to do a one stop. And the problem with Monaco is that around Monaco it's a street circuit, you can't, it's impossible, especially with how the cars are built nowadays, it's just impossible to overtake around Monaco. Like, the cars they're affected by the dirty air so much now, which obviously screws up how cars are, or how they're going to move behind each other, and you can't overtake around Monaco normally, and with added dirty air and whatever, it gets worse. But Ricciardo, after his first pit stop, ended up with an engine trouble. I think his MGU-K, I want to say, failed. This is where some smart ass is going to put in the comments. It was the MGU-K is the only thing in the thing, I can't remember. I think they got rid of the heat element, if I remember rightly, so I should probably watch my own video, because I did do a video about the technical changes. But anyway, yes, his engine, he was down 160 odd horsepower, right in front of Vettel, and the engine problem, I believe, from what I heard afterwards, was sorted after a little time, but Vettel was trying to chase him, couldn't get near him, his tyres fell off the cliff, and the thing is the cars, this kind of shows, and it has brought up the question whether Monaco should be on the calendar. The drivers were going 9 seconds slower than the pole time, and that's not normally that. It's normally a few, like 2-3 seconds, but not 9 seconds off the pace. Okay, you can't blame Ricciardo, who's nursing his car. You have to. His engine was buggered. He had to nurse. But the problem with it is it brings up 2 questions. 1, should Monaco be on the calendar? And 2, are the cars' front wings now too advanced? Because obviously they're getting dirty air of another car and they just sort of start flailing about and can't do anything. Like, my personal opinion with the front wing thing, obviously they've been simplified for next season, so we're going back to, in essence, from what I can gather, we're going to be like 2009 front wings, and there's going to be changes to the rear wings as well. They're going to be lower down with a bigger flap, so DRS is going to be more effective. As for should Monaco be on the calendar, I personally believe it should be. It is the crown jewel of Formula 1. It is like the best. It's the only way to, in essence, connect to what was Formula 1 back in like the 50s. It's the only racetrack that's been there from day dot. You know, he's had... And the thing is you look at... Some people are going to say, and I know this is going to come, but some people are going to say, yeah, what about Spa, what about Silverstone, what about... I think the Nürburgring, although it's not raced at the same Nürburgring now. Yeah, personally, Spa isn't the track it used to be. It's still a 2-minute odd lap time, or 1 minute 50, or whatever it is, but it's not the same track as it was. Silverstone's changed as well. Monaco is just that crucible, you know, that is Formula 1 wrapped up. That, you know, the women, the boats, you know, the rich lifestyle, the casinos, all that is Formula 1 in a nutshell. Yeah, it's a pain in the arse, you can't overtake, but I think if they change the regulations of the cars, then potentially we might start seeing more overtakes in general, but especially around Monaco, I think there'll be a few more. Yeah, I mean, I watched the entirety, and I'll be honest, I watched the entirety of the race, and with Ricciardo, it was kind of like, he was leading and then he had engine trouble, and it was a bit sort of, and then afterwards he kind of just sat there and switched off. It really was a bloody boring Grand Prix to watch, and I mean, I watched the full thing and then had to go out to play a game of football, but it was so bloody boring. It was just like you end up spending most of the time. I mean, I was going down Twitter because I follow a lot of people who talk about F1, and I was just scrolling through my Twitter. There was nothing to do. I mean, as for other talking points, you know, sort of other points. You had Charles Leclerc, who had a brake failure going to the back of Kieran Hartley, who is under a lot of pressure at the moment, and there are rumours circulating that he could potentially be getting kicked out of F1 by Toro Rosso. I personally don't think these rumours are true. If they are true, who do I think is going to partner? I could potentially see Sebastian Buemi coming back, who's currently racing in Formula E, but I can see Buemi coming back to Toro Rosso. With Hartley, I don't know. He's not been as good this season. Gasly's been doing okay, but I mean, you look at it, and you know, I mean, you look at the other rookie, the other person involved in the accident, and Leclerc's been doing pretty well. Okay, he had a brake failure and ended up slamming into the back of, I've forgotten his name, Hartley. I mean, I watched the thing, and at the time I said it was Leclerc's fault, but what they didn't tell you at the time was that he had a brake failure, which is fair enough. I mean, I thought he got up on the curb, touched the wall, and just his brakes weren't, but obviously his brakes have failed. He's locking everything up trying to stop, and Hartley's unfortunate to be parked in front of him. Well, not parked, but in front of him. Overall, I'd rate the race, it was a poor race, I'll be honest. It was about a 4. Overall, yeah, disappointing. But as for the technical regs, I'm hoping that they'll bring the front wing changer help. As I said in my Spain video, I'll do a more in-depth thing at the end of the season about it. Excuse me. About the old technical regs. But yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. You know, obviously I'm happy for Ricciardo. I'm glad he won, to be honest. I do have a soft spot for Ricciardo and Verstappen. Like, obviously since Jenson Button left, I've kind of followed Ricciardo more than Verstappen. I do like Max, but I think out of the two, Daniel Ricciardo's just more the all-round guy, and he's just hilarious. But yeah, anyway, my prediction for Canada, which I can actually do because this is actually being filmed before the Canadian Grand Prix, which is this Sunday. I think top 3 is going to be, I mean, Canada is just a track that Merc have not had the best run at, actually. Thinking about it, they've had quite poor races there. 2014 springs to mind when both cars had a failure. had brake-by-wire failure, so we're just struggling. Hamilton ended up basically smoking his brakes. Rosberg did finish third, and that was actually seeing Ricciardo's first win. My top three for qualifying, I'm going to go Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo. For my race, I'm going to go Ricciardo, Hamilton, Verstappen, with Vettel DNFing after being taken out by a backmarker. I'm hoping that happens. I'd love to see I'd love to see Daniel win again. I'd love to see Daniel challenge for the title, to be honest. Obviously, I'm British, I want Lewis to win, but it'd be nice to see Ricciardo challenge, and yeah. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video.